September 5th, 2017. I'm going to jump down on their new business real quick, and then you guys are going to go next. I know last fiscal court meeting, we were here for a lengthy time, but I want to jump to the proclamation. Y'all should have that in your binder for Miss Agnes Rose. Justin Lamb had reached out to me and had given me some background on Miss Rose. And Agnes, can you have her? Huh? Miss Nemo, I'm sorry. And Agnes Rose Nemo. And had given me information about her. Today's, or not today, but her 100th birthday is today. And we wanted to do a proclamation for her, so I'm going to read that. I got to meet her this morning, and one of the things that caught my attention is she said in the past 100 years she's seen a lot of changes. And she's actually right about that. But let me read this. This is Marshall County Fiscal Court proclamation. Countywide observance of Agnes Rose Nemo Day, whereas Agnes Rose Nemo, Miss Aggie, was born on September 5th, 1917 in the Olive community, Tacony and Kala Norwood, and whereas Miss Nemo was witness the Roaring Twenties, the Great Depression, World War II, the Cold War, the assassination of JFK, the moon landing, and the rise of the internet and smartphones. And whereas Miss Nemo is a treasurer and loved by all those who know her and call her a friend. Therefore, the Marshall County Fiscal Court does hereby proclaim Tuesday, September 5th, 2017, Agnes Rose Nemo Day in Marshall County, given under my hand this 5th day of September 2017. We're going to take some pictures. Do y'all want to get up together? Let's get a photo with her. Y'all want to, the family's here. Family, won't y'all get up here too?
Okay.
Our eyes were going to explode differently.
Microphone.
Yeah. I think it was. Is that a relative?
I don't know.
Her birthday, Judge? Judge, is today her birthday? We're gonna sing happy birthday.
You lead. Yeah.
Heard that, Jeff. They run our ambassador, all these snaps. Brad. Cracked Stevie's. It hurt.
Make my eyes explode. Wow.
I hear you, Nate, like you're blowing my ear off.
Have workers' comp,
Huh?
Okay. We're gonna get to, the first item on the agenda, the work ready presentation. I know y'all been waiting, and I don't want y'all to wait any longer. So the work ready presentation, Josh, you wanna?
Thanks, Judge. I've got a couple of folks here that are going to get up and talk with you all a little bit. But first, just want to kind of introduce the Work Ready certification, the process that we've been through, and of course where we are 2 years later. Right now, we are in the recertification stage, and part of that is to inform the public of the progress we've made as far as the criteria for the Work Ready certification. We've had probably the best thing that's come from this process has been, bringing partners together in the same room that normally probably would be too busy to take the time to sit down and kind of talk across sections on certainly things that affect our workforce here in Marshall County, and some of the things that we can do to help progress those work-ready skills. So certainly want to thank Marshall County Adult Education for being here. I want to thank the Marshall County School System for participating, and I want to thank Mary Ann Medlock for being here today with the PAD office. With that being said, what I'm going to do is ask Jillian Henson to come up and to talk with you guys about the adult education portion of the Work Ready recertification.
All right, thank you.
Oh, and Judge, I've got a sign-in sheet. This will count towards our recertification as an update. So I'm going to
You wanna
pass
pass
this
it around?
around.
Perfect.
If I can get everybody to sign that, that'd be great.
Oh, boy.
Morning.
Morning. My name is Jillian Henson. I'm the Director of Marshall County Adult and Community Education. And I was just going to say a few words about kind of our part in being a work-ready community. And sometimes people don't always know what we do and kind of the people we serve. So I was just going to say a few things about that. We actually touch on several factors of being a work-ready community. Most of our focus is GED preparation. We also do college prep, career prep, and we are focusing right now, as really across the state, is getting people college and career ready. So primarily before, a lot of our focus was get the GED, get them that certification. Right now, we are focusing on, once people get their GED with us, trying to transition them onto something else, being work ready, whether that means career certifications or maybe moving on to community college or things like that. So our focus is streamlined with getting people their educational skills, but now it's kind of broadening, as all work ready is, to try and help them move on to something bigger and better, to focus more toward the future. At our center, we serve somewhere between 200 and 300 people per year. That's with a lot of different kinds of programs that we do. Last year, we had 26 people get their GEDs in the county. We had 40 people get their National Career Readiness Certificates. Almost 80 people received educational skill attainment improvement levels. And about 8 to 10, I wasn't sure on the number, transitioned from getting their GED to move on to post-secondary as well. So our goal is to kind of move them forward, help our county become more and more work-ready. And over the past, Mary Ann just gave me some new statistics. I would say over the past about 5 years, we've dropped the rate or the percentage of the county that does not have a high school diploma. This would be working age, so 18 to 64 years old. It's dropped a little over 1.5% from 13% of the county not having that to, I think, 11.7% of the county now. That's according to some of the statistics when they do the surveys and things like that. So, so that's kind of what we do, and we're always happy to help in any way in the community and help us move forward as a county. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, Judge.
Nope, you're fine.
Thanks, Jillian. And just want to say that really, the Economic Development Office and our role in this has been very minimal. I mean, really, we've been a facilitator of this and really all the kudos goes to the individuals who've been meeting and really have a direct impact on their programs and the data that's collected. So anyway, Ladonia's here with the Marshall County School System, so she's going to talk a little bit about their progress.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Ladonia Williamson with the Marshall County Board of Education. I'm the instructional supervisor now. And I came in this late, but I do know we tested over 250 students last year, and we had a 96% pass rate for that, which brought us to be audited because that's an unheard of rate. And as Jillian said, we're ready to help in any way that we can. Those tests will not be funded this year, and so we will not be able to test at that rate. But we can assure you that our students will be work ready because we're doing a lot of other things to make sure that that happens. Our focus has changed to work readiness among students from kindergarten through 12th grade currently. We're not going to lose our academic focus, but we are also putting a lot of skills. We're making those our priority currently because we know that a lot of former graduates from Marshall County schools have come through with maybe a poor GPA but are very successful citizens, and that is our focus on making every student feel successful at school, not just those who are making A's.
Is that the state, when you say the funding, is that the state?
Well, it was a grant. ACT was giving a grant. Is that true? And so they're not giving that grant now.
Gotcha.
And in order for us to test just the seniors this year, would be over $9,000 just for those tests, back to ACT.
Yeah.
Kind of like a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but our kids will be ready.
Good. Well,
Any
thank you.
questions?
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, Marianne Medlock is here with the Purchase Area Development District. Marianne has been extremely vital in helping us, make sure that we've got the correct data, as well as being at all of our meetings, the committee meetings that we've had. So Marianne, I'll let you come up and kind of.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So at the local issues conference, they had a session on work-ready communities. Did any of you all attend? Okay, that's fine. Because I'm having a hard time getting information about what they talked about at that session. One of the things I think that they're going to be sharing with us is there's going to be some changes that happen to the Work-Ready Communities program. But we are moving on a path that we still meet all of the requirements as the program stands today. One of the changes I think that we just heard about is the fact that the work keys testing, the National Career Readiness Certificate, which is a big piece of the Work-Ready Communities project, that funding has gone away from the state. We don't know exactly how this is going to fit, but I feel like there'll be something new come down the pipe. But the important thing for you all to know is the fact that since Marshall County got their Work-Ready Community certification a couple of years ago, you have been moving on a path to meeting all the benchmarks that your plan laid out. Specifically, your high school graduation rate remains to be above the state average. We'll know more at the end of this month when the school report cards come out. But at the most recent data that we have is your high school graduation rate is 92.9%, which is right on target. The other piece, you have several different benchmarks. The next one is educational attainment. In order to achieve work-ready communities to begin with, you had to have an educational attainment rate of 25% for individuals who are 25 to 64 years old. That's what the U.S. Census calls your working labor workforce. So what has happened in the past couple of years is when you originally filed your application, you were at 26.7, and now you have gone up to 27.8. So you're marching toward that next benchmark that we'll be looking for of 32%. And that's going to happen a couple of different ways. You have more students graduating high school, going on to post-secondary education, and also as individuals who may not have their GED to begin with or a high school diploma, they are aging out of the workforce. So it's a push-pull kind of thing. Jillian shared the fact that the number of individuals without a high school diploma or a GED has reduced down, so that's right on target. as well as your broadband, your 100% broadband you were from the very beginning. The other piece is the National Career Readiness Certificate. Marshall County Schools did an excellent job at testing all their seniors and helped the county in that process. So when you got started, only 3.44% of your working age population had earned a work keys or a National Readiness Certificate. And what that is a product from ACT. So just like in high school, you take the ACT to find out if you are ready to enter in college reading, college math programs. A National Career Readiness Certificate tells an employer that you have the aptitude for work. You understand and have the skills to enter the workplace. So you started with a 3.44% rate of that, and now you've moved quickly up to 6.71%. So that's been a significant change. We were hoping to be at 9% by the time the recertification occurs. Because of the funding, that's going to kind of hurt us a little bit, but I really think that the changes in the program that we're going to hear about in the next few months will move away from this. One of the concerns has been from the state is the fact that there are counties who have been in the Work Ready Community Program for the past 5-6 years who have still not met their required rates, and perhaps it is not a true judgment of work aptitude, and plus the partnership with ACT. So I think what they're going to do, I don't know, they're going to do something different with that. But Marshall County is meeting all of its benchmarks. So this today is the annual public information about the fact that the county is meeting your benchmarks. You're moving towards all the things in the plan, and that we are working to start to bring the community together, understand what this program is and what it really means. Okay? Do you all have any questions for me?
I got one. Do you think that the state will give some flexibilities for counties that have a unique situation, like, say, Marsh County, where we got the chemical industry, and to give, and I know this is a state program, but do you think that there's a need for some flexibility to see what those companies are looking for and how we can adapt to that?
I think the state is listening to companies across the Commonwealth about whether or not they're even using work keys.
Gotcha.
In Marshall County, despite the fact you've got the chemical industry, really only one, if not two, companies out of the 14, 16 actually use work keys. So that in itself is a pretty big indicator.
Right.
Of course, the Work Ready Community Program actually started with ACT as a way of selling work keys. Mm-hmm. So when Kentucky came on board, they looked at the program and they made some changes to it. That's the reason why ACT has never really recognized Kentucky as one of their products. And when you go on to their Work Ready Community site, no Kentucky County shows up Work Ready, despite the fact that we have over 40 counties now who have gotten the same status as Marshall County. So I think the flexibility is going to come into the fact that they're listening to industry saying, you know what, we don't really use this test. This is what we're using. I'm hoping that with the changes that they're going to be coming up with, that is part of it.
Okay.
Because it has been difficult. And as I explained to them, when this administration came in, their first thing was, we need to get rid of the program. It's like, no. This program is putting communities together at the same table. This is the only program I have worked in 16 years that really puts all the partners together. Because you have all these silos, whether it's economic development, school districts, local governments, but no other program that I've seen has put them all together along with your adult ed folks and have them work towards a community goal. So I said, there are counties who came on from the very beginning, like the Woodford counties and the Davis counties who came on the first quarter of Work Ready Community in order to get that status. Our region has been slower at that process. Our region now has 7 of the counties certified either full work ready or in progress. I said, so you can't compare, Ballard County and Marshall County to Woodford and Davis at this particular point, but they've had their program longer. It's not apples to apples. My counties are moving towards their 9% and ultimately what they had hoped, 15%. I said, but they just haven't been in the game that long. So I think they are going to listen to industry to find out exactly what they are using. And I think that'll be a good thing.
Good.
Yeah. Any other questions? All right. Well, thank thank you all so much. We appreciate you all listening to us and participating and supporting this effort. It's been really wonderful. Thank you.
I do want to thank all of you. I know sometimes it's not a recognizable position that you're in and getting the information, but it is a collective effort. And Marshall County is grateful for your efforts, and I do want to appreciate or say thank you to you and Josh out of the Economic Department to getting this certification for the county. So thank you.
Well, and again, Judge, we've just acted as a facilitator. These guys, we're very lucky in this county to have an innovative school district, a great adult education program, and great regional players in the Purchase Area Development District. So lastly, just thank you all. Thank the Fiscal Court for allowing us to utilize the media that you have here, and I hope that our local media will find something of value. This affects Marshall County as a whole, Calvert City, Benton, the city of Hardin. This is a collective effort, and we just appreciate the time you've given us. So I've got the sign-in sheet passing around this way. So again,
Do you want when we get that completed, you want me to get it back to you?
yeah,
Okay.
I'll get it after court.
Okay.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you.
Josh.
We'll move on. Under guest, Christy Tucker from Marshall County Library.
Thank you for having me. And I want to repeat something that Josh just said in talking about how we're lucky to have such a great community. And before these ladies leave, I want to make sure that they are aware, or remember, Ladonia's probably for sure are sure about this, but through the Kentucky Virtual Library, we have the database called Learning Express, and you can take practice tests for the ACT, the GED, the GRE, the SAT, and many more. But since you're not going to have access to that grant and you aren't going to be able to provide those tests, you might check that out. So.
That's good information.
I have given each of you an annual report, and this is our kind of our numbers from June 30th through July 1st, or July 1st through June 30th. We're excited because on the items checked out, we went over the million mark. We're excited about that. That does include the digital material because that digital checkout number is going up constantly. And as someone who reads ebooks more than I read physical books, I can understand that. Still have to have my physical books, but I'm kind of partial to the ebooks anymore. One of the main things that we are here to report are the tax rates that the library has set for 2017. We stayed at 9.4 for real and lowered from 9.76 to 9.65 on personal. The personal is the 9.65 is the compensating, and then the compensating for the real would have been 9.3, but we stayed at 9.4 in preparation of this building project. We were scared to not try to, we didn't get the grant that we had applied for, so that scared me a little more. But we're excited about the project getting ready to start. We hope to break ground in January or /February. That's what the architects tell me. So we are excited about that project. Does anybody have any questions? I want to mention before we forget that this is Marshall County Family Week, and library night at the for Family Week is on Thursday from 5 to 6:30. We're having programs and crafts at all branches, and you can go paint some rocks. You know, that's the big deal. You can go paint some rocks at your library on Thursday night, in addition to many other different things going on.
I know my wife and my daughter, they routinely go to utilize the library.
We're glad to see them.
Good.
We have a great community that supports their library, and I'm very thankful for that. Any questions?
You have any questions? Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. You want to send him a message and say he might be on his way? We're going to send a message to Chad. We don't see Chad. See if maybe he's just held up on his way here. We'll go on to correspondence. We should have Jessica Treese, Park Grounds Maintenance. I don't see Dennis, but there was a pay increase from, should have that in your binder, $12.33 an hour to $15.18 an hour, due to completion of the probationary period, which was effective August 1st of this year. Then Jordan Springer, new full-time deputy jailer at $12 an hour, effective August 17th of this year. County Attorney's Office, new hire, Laura, how do you say that? Willoughby, as a receptionist, $11.50 an hour, hire date September 1, 17. Then in your binder, you should have a Hope Clinic fundraiser. I'll just read this. This is the 2017 annual fundraising banquet. Hope Clinic invites you to the annual fundraising dinner Monday, September 18th this year, or Tuesday, September 19th at the Kentucky Dam Convention Center. Dinner begins at 5:45 p.m. and program begins at 6:30 p.m. So that's their invitation for their yearly fundraiser. And then Marcella's Kitchen. Here. This is their mission, founded in unity, love, and acceptance. Marcella's Kitchen exists to unite a community of believers, to be Christ's hand extended by loving and providing meals for those in need. Marcella's Kitchen is a 501c3 nonprofit serving meals to those in need Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. In our 6 years, we have served over 1,000 meals in Marshall County. The kitchen operates solely on donations and the hard work of over 100 volunteers. We ask that you join us in our work to minister to our friends, families, and neighbors right here in Marshall County. There are many ways to partner with Marcella's Kitchen. And I think that they will definitely take volunteers if there's any volunteers that would like to volunteer at Marcella's Kitchen. I know they got a new facility over by the old hospital, and they're extremely proud of that and excited to get started serving meals over there. We'll move on to old business. Approve the minutes for August 15th, 18th, and 22nd meeting.
Motion to approve the minutes, Judge.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Let's see. Next, we got the bid for the body armor. Sheriff, you want to?
Only had one bid, Seagulls. And all right, the AE Vortex 2 Custom 1 vest with ballistic armor skin carrier. The total bid on that for 22 vests was $15,115. But we went ahead and wanted to get the bid because of the extra positions that we're advertising for. That's going to push us over the 20,000 bid limit, so we wanted to go ahead and get that out of the way. And Seagulls is the only bidder, so I request that the court approve that bid. It meets the specs that we put out there.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We're going to Go ahead.
Sorry, Sheriff. Since that's less than the grant, is that correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So will the grant cover all of that or only a
It could
portion?
possibly, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we'll use the grant dollars, we'll use every
Okay.
bit of it.
Okay.
Under new business, you've got the resolution for the Marshall County Fiscal Court for KIA, the loan application. I'll just read this. Resolution, Marshall County Fiscal Court, whereas Marshall County Fiscal Court proposes to provide upgraded sanitary sewer service for industrial, institutional, commercial, and residential growth in Marshall County, Kentucky, and whereas Marshall County, Kentucky endorses said proposed service, and whereas under the terms of Title VI of the Water Quality Act of '87, Public Law 100-4, and amendments to KRS 224A, the state is authorized to render financial assistance to eligible project applicants by way of capitalization grants from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency and state match funds comprising the federally assisted wastewater revolving fund, state revolving loan program, established to aid in the construction of wastewater treatment facility improvements and certain related facilities with consideration for approval to be based on applications submitted through the Kentucky Energy and Environment Cabinet and the Kentucky Infrastructure Authority. And whereas the improvements proposed for construction by the Marshall County Fiscal Court within Marshall County, Kentucky are considered eligible for such loan assistance. Now therefore be it resolved by the Marshall County Fiscal Court, Kevin Neal, Judge Executive, and successors in title are hereby authorized to execute, submit an application through the Kentucky Energy and Environment Cabinet and the Kentucky Infrastructure Authority with such assurance and required supporting data as is necessary to obtain loan assistance from the federally assisted wastewater revolving fund, state revolving loan program for the proposed wastewater treatment facilities improvements, and are hereby authorized as the Marshall County Fiscal Court official project representative to carry out necessary negotiations for and administer the loan assistance the applicant may obtain from the federally assisted wastewater revolving fund, state revolving loan program adopted the September 5th of this year. We would just need a motion on that resolution.
Motion to approve the resolution.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Under old new business, one of the lease agreements, we had several of them that were presented, and I think this one we just forgot to present, but this is the Rescue Squad lease agreement. Should be in your packet. Does anybody have any questions on it?
So moved.
Forward on it. All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Emily, you want
One-year
to do
lease, is that right?
appropriation transfer?
This transfer covers one from the road fund. They're requesting to move $100 from office equipment into other services. And then the rest of this is coming out of general fund reserves, the total of $45,700 to cover the additional employee we are putting at Marshall County Sanitation.
Motion to approve the appropriation transfers.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Intra-fund transfer.
I'm asking to move $410.96 from the grant fund to the general fund, and also $550,000 from the occupational tax fund to the general fund. The latter, the one from occupational tax, is budgeted. The one into the grant fund is a mistake that's the VA hospital made. The VA hospital put into our account, I don't know how they got it or why they did it, but it's money for the ambulance service, and they had been looking for this payment, and we didn't know. We've checked with the PAD office, any kind of grants or anything that we would have gotten, and it's not our money. And Callie Duke with the ambulance service found that it should have been her. She asked if we had received something. So this moves that money out of the grant fund into the general fund so that I can make the payment to the ambulance service to give them what is due to them.
Motion to approve the transfers.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Any
How
opposed?
long did we have those
Motion
monies?
carries.
How long do we have it? I think we got it in June.
Yeah, I remember we discussed this. It had came in and we decided to let it sit until we figure out where it
We
came
figured
from.
somebody would look for it at some point.
Let's see, under new business, approved payment of the bills.
Motion to pay the bills, Judge.
Second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Did you hear anything back from? Okay. We can, well, I was just gonna say, we can put him on the 20th. We can reschedule him on the 20th for Chad from Rivercrest. He's obviously not gonna make it today.
No, you've got, for an executive session on personnel, I also have a real estate matter to discuss.
Okay, actually, that'll work out because we were gonna push that to the 20th, so we'll just make that for
Okay.
real estate. So we just need a motion for executive session for real estate.
Oh, we can push that too. That's fine, just do them both then.
You just want to do them both? Okay, well, then we'll just push that to the 20th. All right. Motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.